Alright. Icewind Dale has become trapped in a perpetual winter. Ferocious blizzards make the mountain pass through the spine of the world exceedingly treacherous, and this land has not felt the warmth of the sun in over 2 years. In fact, the sun no longer appears above the mountains, not even when it should in the height of summer. In this frozen tundra, darkness and bitter cold reign as king and queen. Most Dale residents blame Arl the Frostmaiden, the god of winter's wrath. The shimmering aurora that weaves across the sky each night is said to be her doing, a potent spell that keeps the sun at bay. Dale folk live in a scattering of settlements known as 10 towns. The drop-off in caravans coming from the south and travel between settlements in this never-ending winter has left everyone feeling isolated. Although each town has resolved to appease the Frost Maiden with sacrifices of one kind or another, no respite from winter's fury seems forthcoming. For adventurers such as yourselves, 10 Towns is a place to test one's mettle, and, in the spirit of those heroes who have come before, leave one's mark on this frigid, blighted land. You find yourselves, after having met the night before, just another gruesome day in 10 Towns. Howling wind, bitter cold, foul tempers, and snowdrifts big enough to bury a herd of moose. But today, the local tavern is abuzz as you enter it, with news about a series of recent killings. Before the murders, the only question on everyone's mind was, will Summer ever return to Icewind Dale? Now the question is, will I be the killer's next victim? Nothing breeds fear and paranoia like a murderer with no face. 3 cold-blooded murders have been committed in the past month. A halfling trapper in East Haven, a human shipper, or shipbuilder in Targos, where you happen to be, and 3 days ago, a dwarf glassblower in Bryn Shander. Each victim was found with a dagger of ice through the heart. What's the connection? Who knows? The drunken lot huddled in the tavern offers no credible ideas, but sitting apart from them is an elderly shield dwarf with a nasty scar across her nose, who looks like she has something worth knowing. She's been smoking her pipe and eyeing you ever since the group of you walk in.
Well, I believe Wei Po will just simply walk over until he is awkwardly close to her, looking straight down. Hello.
Hello there. What can I do for you?
Oh, you are staring at us. I figured that you wished to speak to us.
The faces I don't recognize, and figured maybe you could be of use to me since these other folk around here are utterly worthless.
Oh, I think that they would have more use if the weather was a little warmer. Right now, I believe it has frozen their spirits. Would you care to join us over at the table?
You got a little stutter there in your voice? Whatever. Yeah, I'll come join you.
I don't know, did it stutter?
No, I think, at least the way it's, like, it wasn't a Discord mess up or anything. I think the way you said it, it sounded, like, slightly robotic. Maybe you intended that.
Well.
And she perceived that as a slight stutter.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. So she comes over, sits down at the table with the 3 of you.
You already make a new friend there, Way?
She was staring at us.
Now, why would you do something like that?
You look like fresh blood here in town, and perhaps of use to me. Time will tell.
That sounds kind of ominous, but also intriguing. What do you mean by that?
Well, and after a period of time, you'll either prove to be useful to me or prove to not be useful to me.
This makes sense.
I think your friend gets it.
And the opposite is also true, too. If we die, then us meeting you won't be too useful either. But perhaps us meeting will be useful to us in the end as well.
Perhaps.
Now, what is this useful task that we can help with?
So, I'm sure you've heard of the murders that have been happening about 10 towns.
Ah, yes. What of them, though?
The town's guards of the various towns have not been real on the ball in getting this figured out.
I suppose not. Not with the weather the way it is.
I've been doing a bit of detective work on my own. Pretty sure I've figured out who's doing it. Not completely sure, but pretty sure. But if it's who I think it is, it's someone that I'm not going to be able to take down on my own. And I suspect the cities aren't going to want to do anything about it either.
So it's someone we have to kill?
Would you care for a dwarven ghost?
A dwarven ghost.
Oh,
Means
they are quite
spirits.
delicious.
Still figuring it out. Just got to give him a little while.
They're very tasty.
You mean a spirit?
Yes, spirits.
Dwarven
Thank
spirits. No, I prefer not to drink at breakfast.
Well, it's your loss, I suppose.
you. Wayfo kind of looks across the table. It is not something that you do?
Well, it depends entirely on who you ask. I think it is fabulous to drink it for breakfast.
Some of us prefer to retain some degree of sobriety throughout the day. There's not so much around here. You're gonna say something?
I don't mean to pry, but then do the spirits bother you?
Oh, no, not at all. I do enjoy them, just when the time is appropriate.
So, you want to try to find out who the murderer is, but you already have suspicion as to who it is.
Exactly. Problem is, it's a rather dangerous individual, and while I could probably take them down back in my prime, I am long past that at this point.
Oh, long past that, but you're asking wizard, and a construct and Urbolg, all, well, relatively mild-mannered people to help you take down a dangerous individual. What's your logic there?
I would think that seems obvious.
What, they want cannon fodder? Is that what she wants? Someone to die in her stead?
No,
No, of course not.
it is every citizen's duty to do their very best to be able to bring the person to justice.
I'm no citizen. I'm here to
You
study and
certainly are.
to seek out information. I don't live here.
But you are a citizen of this world, are you not?
I suppose, but I'm not. Oh, I'm not a citizen that's capable of defending other citizens. I've never done anything like that before. All I do is study spells and write.
The murder of innocence disrupts the balance of harmony. It interrupts the flow of the chi.
Well, I suppose chi or no chi, there's no one to say that everyone murdered was innocent. They might have been bad people too.
You misunderstand the term innocent. It means that they were not meant to be slated for death at that time. Not whether or not they were good or noble. Every person has the opportunity and the chance, if they live long enough, to do the right thing. No matter how they're born, no matter how they are at the very present time.
Oh, say what you wish. The fate of the weave is sealed. It happens the way it happens. Not my job to go seeking out righteous justice for people I don't know. Not why I'm here. That being said, what is your offer in return for our services or whatever it is that you'd like us to do? Whatever we can do, I suppose.
So, my offer, as it stands right now, I will pay the group of you 100 gold pieces to apprehend the subject, ascertain his guilt, and deal with him, preferably without involving the authorities. And then when the job is done, return to me and collect your money. Easy as that.
100 gold
involving-
pieces for each of us is rather generous.
100 total.
Then
Split
Waypoke,
3 ways.
yeah, Waypoke kind of cocks his head. You cannot split that evenly.
Fine, 102 gold pieces.
Much better.
I suppose that's better than nothing, but why don't you want us to involve the authorities?
I have a suspicion that they will be unwilling to arrest this person as they operate with a well-known businessman, one of the few caravans still operating in these towns.
So this is someone of either authority or power, or both?
Would seem that it's something along the lines of both. If they work with one of the traders, well, I suppose that we can't have complications there since we all need the trade, since we'll be here for however long it takes to get the work done. But
Not to mention that while the odds are fairly high that that you will live to see tomorrow, those odds will continue to shrink with each murder that occurs.
suppose that they might, but I do wonder why the people are being murdered. It seems to me illogical that someone with such power and prowess would just kill with impunity when he saw fit. Is there any logic at all behind the people being killed, or the time of the killings, or anything like that?
Nothing that I've been able to pick up on yet. I will share with you what I do know. Maybe that'll help you in your...
By all means, please.
So, the man who I suspect goes by the name Sefek Caltro. He works for a small traveling merchant company called Targos. Targos is owned and operated by a shady dwarf named Torga Icewind. In other words, Sefek gets around, he's charming, he makes friends easily. He's also Torga's bodyguard. I'm guessing he's good with a blade. His victims come from only 3 towns that sacrifice people to the Frostmaiden on nights of the new moon. This is what passes for civilized behavior in Icewind Dale. Maybe the victims found a way to keep their names out of the drawings, and Sefek found out they were cheating, so he had them killed. Maybe, just maybe, Sefek is doing the Frostmaiden's work. I followed Torgs for a 10-day as it moved from town to town. Quite a devious little enterprise, but it's not my concern. What struck me is how uncomfortable Sefek culture looked in this weather. No coat, no scarf, no gloves. It was like the cold couldn't touch him. Kiss of the Frostmaiden indeed.
Perhaps he is a construct like I am.
Hmm.
He does not seem to be, or if he is exceptionally well made.
What race is Sefik again?
Human, as far as I know.
Hmm. Yes, most, well, I suppose most intriguing as far as magical studies go. If he's human, then yes, something very powerful follows behind him, or perhaps leads him. So, I suppose it could be worth an investigation, maybe.
Supposedly, speaking
Last
around
seen?
can't hurt a little bit. We definitely want to be careful, though. If somebody of this power and stature is doing it, we don't want to be on his bad side before he knows what we're up to.
Precisely. If he is who I think he is extremely dangerous.
Hmm.
I guess what you're getting at is he would have no reason to think that we might be looking into this at all because we're not from here.
Not to
Is
my
that your
knowledge.
logic?
Sounds reasonable to me, that's for sure.
Suppose it couldn't hurt to at least try and get some information on him. See if we can see if he might be involved in them.
Exactly.
Just starting to look forward to looking at old runes and following traces in the snow. Now we're plunging into danger.
Oh, you should be relatively safe. I will attempt to protect you so that you will have no harm done.
Oh, that's very kind, Way. Very kind. Do you know where Torg's the group was last seen? You might have mentioned it, but I forget the name. I'm new to these parts.
No, they've not been here for about a week now. Unfortunately, I haven't kept track of where they've gone. I'm sure someone around town has some sort of idea.
Right, very well. I suppose, everybody's here. We're at the tavern. We should start asking around here.
Lady Dwarf,
Yes?
may I ask a personal question?
Don't see why not.
Are you familiar with Bruenor Battlehammer?
I am familiar with him, yes?
You wouldn't happen to be part of his clan, are you?
No. No, I
Oh.
would not be.
Okay.
Way, that was an odd thing to ask.
Not really. I wanted to know.
Yes, but why, Way? I don't know what you want to know.
Why did I want to know?
Yes.
Because I was interested in knowing where Bruenor Battlehammer is and if it was possible to meet with him.
Oh, okay. Is there a reason why you'd like to meet with him?
Of course there is.
What is it?
Well, if I could meet with him, then I might be able to meet his adopted daughter, Cathy Bray. She's a human.
Okay, and important, I assume?
Well, of course. She's with Wolfgar.
Okay. Well, Dalar, does any of that make any sense to you at all, or am I just completely in the dark here?
I try not to get too involved with this myself, honestly.
I agree. I agree. Well, I'm going to go get a tea. Would anybody like anything?
I would like to know who should be asked and what exactly we should be asking about.
Okay. Drinks though first.
Oh, a dwarven spirit.
There we go. That's the one. Daylog.
Oh, what's
anything
some
for you?
ale? Just some good old ale.
Excellent. All right, I'll be right back.
All right, you're able to round up another round of drinks after a couple moments.
Okay, here we are. Ale, spirits, and tea. I'm just gonna sit down and start sipping and pull out a book.
I'll start sipping on my ale before I eventually chug it.
And Waypo will be sitting here sipping away and, having it leak out from somewhere.
No, you actually do have a tank that it goes into and gets processed and burned as fuel.
Oh, okay. Excellent. So it does warm my insides.
It does, yes.
I foreshadow a very terrifying moment when Waypo becomes the drunken master.
Terrifying indeed. All right,
Yeah.
so-
All I'm seeing is black right now on the map.
I wasn't sure if we were supposed to see a tavern or a map of the city, or if we're
Yeah.
just supposed to see black.
you should be seeing a map of the town.
Yet
I see like a border of the map on the bottom, but the rest is just black.
I don't even see that.
I don't even see my. Yeah, I see the border as well on the bottom, but I don't see like a little character icon either.
Let's see.
I mean, again, is it /EM or is it /ME? Or
E or ME. E short for emote.
yeah.
There we go.
Is that better?
Now
You
I
can
see.
see now?
Yep. Now I see the map.
Perfect. Yes, so this is the town of Targos. You are in one of the taverns,
or
the
maybe
Drunken
not.
Luskin, in the middle of town.
Apparently it's just ME. E does not seem to work.
Just ME or ME. Yeah, okay. Me. Yeah, cool.
Hey, we can see the map.
I might have to refresh my page because I'm just seeing like a frozen white screen right now. So, well, actually, hold on. Jump to the landing page and go back to Targos.
Yeah, it's true. That'll refresh it at least.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm like way off center or something or what. I'm just gonna refresh the page real quick.
Remember, right click to be able to move the map around too.
Yeah, I tried.
That
tried
helps.
moving it up and down and zooming out and a bunch of different stuff. It wasn't doing anything. Yeah, there we go. Now I can see it.
Okay.
Hit the old refresh.
I see our icon.
Perfect.
Oh my god, it's the blue dye.
Hell
It
yeah.
is the blue dye of awesomeness.
Are you guys moving your icons around purposefully, or are they just doing that
Well,
randomly?
That's your mouse
actually
cursor.
Your mouse. That's your mouse pointer.
Yeah, that's
so
your
that's why I
cursor.
can't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
That's cool.
you can see what people are hovering, like, on the map.
I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go over there. Over here. Okay, that's cool.
We're gonna start off here. We're gonna make a mad dash for it to here. We're gonna thaw out enough so we can skedaddle on out of here and leave this shithole behind.
Just have to perpetually use like burning hands for like.
But you see, then pirates are gonna come in this way and crash our boat into this wall right here, just scrape us along this way, and the town is gonna outcast us for angering the pirates, and we're gonna have to flee into the wilderness.
See. And it's all gonna light on fire.
And then the whole god of this land will be angry and burn the whole city down.
That sounds logical to me.
That is the only way this campaign can physically go.
Sounds legit.
Damn, is there not an eraser on here? Where's the right click?
I believe that that the DM can take care of that.
Oh, okay, all right.
I'm sure he can destroy all this. Yep. My whole plan
Just
is
like that.
Oh, he cannot take that fire away. We didn't start the fire.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys have enjoyed your breakfast. Drinks have been had. Some a bit more
Mistakes
livelier
have
than
been
others.
made.
Yes. Dreams of running into pirates on the frozen lake have been conjured.
We're just sitting there like, what if we just melted the bay and we just left?
I mean, we could do that.
Okay. Well, Daylar, you're quite the chipper folk. Maybe you lead the way with the interrogations, and well, we'll use Way for muscle. He can maybe be intimidating. I don't know, but I'll just listen and write things down if that's cool.
Well, I suppose we can try that. Never been much of a smooth talker as a. I don't like to talk to the animals too much, but I can give it a try.
Perhaps if you look at everyone else as friendly squirrels.
I like that idea, but I'm gonna imagine them as yetis instead. I think that'll go well.
If you'd like, I can cast minor illusion over the people we talk to, and that can make them look that way. You don't even have to use your brain that hard.
That'll probably help, actually, believe it or not. If you could do that.
Okay. All right. We'll give it a shot.
Sounds good.
Alright.
So who are we putting the fear of God into first?
I would believe a non-believer.
That's a pretty valid point, actually.
Mm-hmm. As you look around the tavern, there are a handful of people in there, or you can wander outside and search for someone.
We're here. I'm thinking this is probably a good place to start.
Right.
Let's see. The name of the guy was it Torga Icewind?
Yeah. Owner and operator of Torg Caravan.
Gotcha. Sorry, today is the day after my cold. I'm hawking up loogies and all that, so I'm trying to keep track of it while I blow my nose and hawk those up.
Yummy!
Owner of Torga what? Torga Caravan?
Oh yeah, let me find it here real quick. Where is it? Yeah, a merchant company called Torgs.
Torgs.
I believe Suffolk Caltro is the man we were looking for.
Sorry, what was the name of who you believe we're looking for?
Suffolk Caltro, I think is what I heard.
Can we get confirmation from the GM?
Yeah, I just posted it in the in-game chat there.
Okay.
Gotcha. Sweet.
Or from the chick we were just talking to. Just turn back around. Wait a second. Run us through this one more time. Hold on.
She spends 5 minutes giving you the whole spiel again.
It's just like in Skyrim when you forget what you're supposed to do, so you just ask them the same fucking dialogue that you just asked again, and they just tell you again.
And then you really appreciate the voice acting, so you just keep asking them.
Yeah.
Or that fucking owl from Legend of Zelda.
You violated the law.
Yeah, that owl is exactly what I was thinking of.
That by default is on no repeat it again. So if you're
Yeah.
not paying attention, you get to listen to the whole spiel twice.
Oh god.
I hate that owl.
Alright, so... Okay, so Sefik
Alright, so Sefik
works for
Caltro.
Torgs, and Torgs owned by Torg Icewind. And he's the person
Correct.
that the lady thinks is the possibly the guy behind the killings.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, I guess we're more likely to find Sefik here in town then, aren't we? Maybe Torg is here, but it's probably easier to run into Sefik. Shall we just ask around the tavern first?
I think that's probably the best plan.
Just go to the opposite corner of where that lady was at. Just, excuse me. Can I ask you people a question? Have you ever heard of Sefik Caltro?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Damn it! Go to the next table over.
He would not ring a bell. He works for a traveling merchant company called Torgs.
Oh, Torgs? Yeah, we know Torgs.
I come back. Really? Where is Torgs at?
Left town here about a week ago. I'm not sure where they're heading. I think
Do you know what-
east.
Do you know what building they operate out of in town?
They don't operate out of a building. They set up like roadside in town.
Like gypsies.
Sorta, yeah.
Oh, what's the next biggest town east? Then.
Oh, east of here, maybe Bryn Shander.
Okay, Bryn Shander. What all's there? Is it as big as this town, or is it smaller?
I believe Bryn Shander is the biggest of 10 towns.
Okay, so they might be there for a little while then.
Perhaps.
What do they sell? Just like travel supplies and meats, or something in particular?
Do they sell people?
No, they don't sell people. They tend to sell things like cut wood, flint and tinder, flasks of whale oil, blankets, furs, rations, wine, really cheap ale.
So effectively, they're a workman's merchant, and they sell the practical goods. It seems.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that's a start. Then we know what to ask for when we get there.
Yes. At least it's a starting point there for when we get to a merchant square.
Thank you for your time.
No problem.
We should ask others as well.
I suppose we should. On to the next one.
Just go to the next table over, I guess. Excuse me. Have you heard of Torgs by chance?
Yes, that's the same with the other people there. We know of Torgs.
Does their information match up with what you know?
I think so.
Oh, what? Actually, now that I think about it, what?
It will go easier on you if you tell us the truth.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
And of course he rolls a nat 20.
You can see him like visibly shaking at the table. I believe that they speak truth. Yes. Please, that's all I know.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Oh, wait. what kind of people work there? Is it just normal like people? They seem strange. They have men with arms traveling with their group, or
Yes. Answer his questions. Do they have arms? Legs?
oh, okay. Do they have those? But do they have things that they put in them for, well, hurting others by chance?
Do they supply weaponry?
Um, they've been known to have weapons on occasion. I don't know that I would consider it their primary business, but not out of the question.
Hmm. Okay. Well, it seems we've got a decent bit of information for hitting the road.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I apologize for our tall companion. He can be a bit much sometimes, but I swear he's a do-gooder. He means well. So
Uh, if you say so.
cheers, mate.
Are you referring to me, Bitrum?
No. Just don't worry about it. We're going. We're going now. We've got what we came for. Let's go.
Yes.
Goodbye. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Well, I suppose
Lovely
we should.
chaps those were.
Oh yes, indeed. Indeed. I reckon if we're going to get on the road, we should probably do it before the sun hits the horizon. I don't want to freeze to death on the road, if at all possible. I must be off to my inn to collect my things, and then maybe perhaps we can go, find a horse. I rode in on a carriage. I don't know if there's horses for rent here or not.
You
I'm
would
sure we can
probably
find
want
out.
something a little bit more sturdier than a horse.
Oh, I mean, they have sleds. I know that, but well, I'm a little new to the trekking in the winter, so.
I believe either a dog sled team or mountain ponies may be the best.
All right, very good. Well, if we can find some, then yes, by all means, we should partake. Shall I meet you guys back here?
Wayfo is just going to walk back over to the same person he just intimidated. Where can we find mountain ponies or a dog sled team for transportation?
Don't see many ponies around here.
What
Dog
do you
sleds,
use?
though. If you can afford a dog sled, those tend to be the fastest way to get around. Otherwise, well, get used to walking. Snowshoes might help a bit with that, but to each their own.
That would be very useful. Thank you.
I typically just walk between the cities when I need to.
Well, I suppose that'll be all right. If you know the way through, we can definitely manage. If you feel like that's the best path.
Would my character be able to easily find the way to the next city if we just stay on the road? Given that I've lived in this area for pretty much my whole life.
What
Yeah.
road?
The one that's loosely caved out, but you can see. You can tell there were prints there at some point. The snow is slightly lower.
While they are often covered in snow, most towns do have a path that stays at least slightly cleaner than the fields around it.
I was told we should get snowshoes.
If you're not used to walking in the snow, that would help.
Are they shoes made of snow?
Oh, yes, of course. Why would they call them snowshoes if they weren't?
This is exactly what I suspected.
This
I
one's
don't
quite
see
the-
how they will make it better.
Oh, you'll just have to put them on and find out, I suppose. Quite the deductive lad we have here. I don't know where to find any, but I suppose I will ask the keeper of the inn where the nearest materials store and outfitter is, and maybe we'll go get us some.
That sounds like a good idea.
Excellent. All right, are you both coming then?
Yeah, I'll just follow you, as I'm not worried about buying myself shoes.
Okay.
I'm ready to go whenever you are.
All right, very well. I would then lead them back to the inn, settle up with the keeper, and collect my things, and then ask him where we're going for the merchant shop or the common goods store.
Yes, this is a general store in town. Goes by the name, Triglio. They take this
Triglio.
name from one of the old shanties of the fishers that people around town sing.
Well, that's the name of the store or the name of the shop owner?
Name of the store. The owner's, name's Justin Hunray. He should be able to get you hooked up with some snowshoes.
Right, very well. Which way should we be walking for that?
It is just around the, corner from where you're at.
Oh, very well. Our way on over there through the cold wind a blowing.
Mm-hmm. Before I forget to ask, what's your face? Dalar, you've got that thermal cube. Do you use that thermal cube regularly?
Yeah, I would just try use it whenever I can go out, mostly. It's too
Yeah.
nice and warm.
Kind of like an always-on sort of thing in the cold.
Yeah. You don't gotta worry
Okay.
about having all this cold gear so much as long as you got a thermal cube. It's fine.
Sounds like you're cheating to me, actually, is what it sounds
You're
like.
using it as a butt warmer, aren't you?
You all can suck my thermal cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, of all the common items that I let you guys pick from, he probably picked the most game-breaking one for this campaign.
Nice.
Thermal cube. I have a permanent heat source on me. It's better than any amount of gold in this town.
Oops. Looks like I was tapping the wrong button there. Sorry,
I
guys.
can probably
No
sell
worries.
for so much money in this place. Any rich person would love to never be cold again.
I bet you'd get a discount from all the ladies of the evening.
Think you can buy us a dog sled team
Please.
with that thermal cube?
They pay Dalar for the night.
Yeah.
But I mean, they still might get the discount because of the thermal cube.
Alright, so yeah, you guys find yourselves over at Triglio.
Well, good day, sir. How fares it?
Oh, good day to you. What can I do for you?
Well, you see, I would like to procure some snowshoes, if I might, for myself and my interestingly equipped friend here. And I'll slap on Wafo's chest to the kind of hollow thud sound.
Alright. Well, lucky you, we got plenty of snowshoes in stock.
Very well.
Currently running 5 silver piece for a pair.
5 silver for a pair, alright. Wafo, you wouldn't happen to have money, would you?
Me?
Yes, you. Just wondering. It's not a big deal if you don't, just curious.
I do not carry any money.
All right. Yes, that is. Well, that's what I thought. Very well. So 5 silver times 2 is 10 silver. How many is that in gold again? I forget what the. ratio
That is
for
just a
silver.
single gold piece.
Alright, cool. I'll slap the gold piece on the on the counter.
Another sale. Such a beautiful day today. He says
Yes.
with a minor blizzard blowing around outside.
You had many people coming through to buy snowshoes recently?
Oh, it's a steady business for snowshoes. I mean, most people have snowshoes, but like most things, they wear out with use and need to be replaced every now and then, much like normal shoes.
Oh, of course, of course. Hey, since we're here, before we get fit for our little snowshoes, you wouldn't happen to be aware of a traveling merchant group known as Torgs, would you?
I'm familiar with them, yes.
Would you consider them to be, well, competition of some kind?
Not typically, no. Our wares don't overlap a whole lot, and plus, as much as they move around, they might be here a day or two a month. Whereas I'm here every day,
Full-time.
every month.
It's the steady goer, as they say, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, they've always tended to take the more, exotic goods around to some degree.
Exotic, like just stuff you can't get around here, or exotic as in strange?
Like people?
It's like people.
Typically not people, to my knowledge, but they've been known to have unusual, rare, or it's not been unheard of, or at least it's been rumored that they occasionally have illegal things on them as well, or stolen things.
Oh, what in this area constitutes illegal?
Oh,
I was under the impression that Icewind Dale is a rather, well, virile place. A little lawless by chance, maybe?
perhaps more lawless than, I am blanking on the name. The places, water
Like
deep.
Neverwinter.
Yeah, Neverwinter,
Sure.
Waterdeep. Perhaps a little bit less strict on the law than places like those, but we certainly do try to provide some sense of civilization up here.
So illegal goods would constitute maybe, certain kinds of maybe barbiturates and other chemicals, or are we talking about crafts of the dark arts, maybe?
Illegal chemicals, yes, they've been known to, on more than one occasion, be selling poisons.
Oh my.
But recreational chemicals would not be considered illegal around here, would they?
It depends on the chemical. I wouldn't put it past them to have illegal stuff on them, but who am I to say?
You do not regard them very highly.
Not terribly, no.
I
you
can
cons-
understand that. You seem like a reputable tradesman.
I do try to put on that face.
They sound more like something between vagabonds and gypsies.
That's a pretty accurate description.
I was once robbed by gypsies.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you don't have more runs in with gypsies.
Oh, it was a fascinating experience. And Waypo just keeps looking around the shop.
He looks at you slightly confused as you say that, and then goes about his business, cleaning the place up and dusting. And
All right, well, thank you. I appreciate it and appreciate the chat. I hope things stay busy for you.
thank you.
Well, I am sure we shall see you again very soon. I would hope, but
Of course, you know where to
we'll be
find
off
me.
today. Yes, we do. Thank you. All right, let's head out.
All right. So you guys head out from Triglio. Anything else to do about town, or will you be hitting the road?
I think
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right.
Daylon, take it away. It's your show now.
Tally ho, let's go! my throat's too fucked for this still. There's so much mucus in it. I can't keep a consistent voice. At least it was like the last 2 days where I just didn't have a voice really.
Well, that's okay. Daylard just happens to have a cold. You are in the middle of a fucking blizzard.
But I am a heat source in a blizzard. I'll eat the thermal cube. I will become the heat.
Oh god. That can't be a good plan.
So you guys begin the trek down the trail towards Bryn Shander. In your snowshoes, it's about 4 hours of walking to get there.
Sounds pleasant.
How you guys enjoying walking in the snow?
It's very white
Yes, snow is white.
and
I
gray.
figured it'd be a very white view.
Legs. Tired. Throats. Cold. When are we getting there?
You need to come closer to the thermal cube.
Are you
Get some
all
warm
right?
air.
Oh, my legs are just too short. I can't stay. I'm light, but I just can't stay up to speed.
Oh,
What if
Here.
Wakefo just carries you a little bit?
yeah. I literally pick him up and hoist him onto my shoulders.
Oh, my. I don't mean to be a trouble, but I just never did very well in the outdoors.
It's no trouble.
All right.
And now you should be able to have a better view.
Yes, I suppose the falling snow is, it's quite pretty at times, yeah.
At least when you're not trudging through it with your little legs.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if these snowshoes are up to snuff, but maybe they're just too heavy for me. I'm not sure.
Maybe you can modify it or tinker it a little bit.
I'll have to see what I can do. Yes.
All right, what time of day is it as we arrive here? We hit, like
It's
midday.
Yeah, early afternoon, just after lunch, sort of thing.
Question: there's like 5 cubes down here and 1 cube up here. Where are we?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, there's like 4 of the die down there. I'm a little confused.
We're up here.
Yeah, for
Alright, so
some
we're at the
reason
top.
the tokens that I use for the party marker don't always act
I only see
as
one.
expected.
He
Delete-
deleted them now. There was
There
like
you go.
4
Yeah.
all like on top of each other, slightly overlapping down there,
Yeah,
but
they're all
Yeah.
just down
he
here.
deleted them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I was a little confused. I'm like, there's a bunch of them down there, but there's one up here, and it applies one up here, but... Well, then, I suppose we should go find the marketplace. Imagine that's where Torgs would be. Now it should be a pretty busy time of day for them. I can't imagine them leaving it.
Do you require sustenance?
I'll just look at him, and I'll cast Good Berry. Nope, got it taken care of. And just eat it right in front of him. Goes one of my spells for the day, but I don't care. Where is it?
Well, I think I'll just eat something that I can find along the way. I'm sure there's places in the square, wherever there's goods being sold. There's always somebody with a snack to keep the patrons at the storefronts. You know.
Hmm. Very well. So, Weipo is going to continue carrying him through the town.
Hey, it's okay. You can put me down now. I can take off my shoes. The snow here is not so high.
Oh, very well.
Thank you. I'm gonna unstrap my snowshoes and tie them to my backpack.
Alright, so as you head into town, there are one of the better known taverns is the North Look, which is actually right near the north gate that you've come in. If you wish to stop there, you are more than welcome to.
Hey, look! I see a sign. I think that must be one of the nicer taverns here. I'd like to go stop in and inquire as to where the sailors and merchants hang out.
And then you can get your food, too.
Give me
Yes, I
some
suppose
ale.
I can. Two birds with one stone, as it were. Well, I suppose three if you're getting ale as well.
Never a bad time for ale when you're in town.
True.
Let's go.
Well, in we go.
And Weipo is going to walk in and just give a friendly wave and hello to each person as he walks past them.
You get a couple of gruff looks from people walking in. While it might be lost on Wei Fo, everyone else gets the idea that while a certainly busy and well-visited tavern here in town, it certainly attracts many rowdier and rougher clientele.
Yep. For an insightful guy, he ain't got a clue.
No. Oh. Seems we're in the usual haunt for many people. Dayor, I'll go get us some drinks then, and I suppose if you would be so kind, maybe find us a seat or someone to talk to.
I don't see why I can't do both at the same time. Is there a seat somewhere available that's near somebody else?
There's a table that fits that description near the hearth.
I'll go to that table.
Perfect location.
The hearth has a large fish stuffed and mounted above it.
Old bitey.
Beautiful red knucklehead trout.
Nice.
Wonder if they let you eat that fish.
I doubt that it would be edible.
I think almost anything can be edible, though. Might not go down too well. I'm sure it's edible.
I don't know.
There's only one way
Am
to
I
find out.
returning? Am I returning lighter in the pockets? How much money did I spend on this here drink?
Let's see. Round of drinks would just be a silver piece.
Okay. Well, I dare say that is quite the fish. I wonder why it's got the stitching in its abdomen. It's quite strange.
That is odd.
They probably had to stab it to kill it.
At this point, one of the people at the nearby tables leans over and kind of whispers at you. Just take a closer look at it.
Can you pop it up again for me?
How do we pop it up and look at it again?
Yeah, Wayfo is just going to put his
There we go.
sort of nose right up against it.
As you do so, it seems to bend outwards and try and snap at you.
That thing's still alive.
Oh. Oh my.
The guy who had mentioned looking closer breaks out in laughter. You must be new here.
What makes you say
Oh,
that?
yes.
Taking a look at old Bidey like that? None of the regulars around here do that anymore. Make all the new people do it instead.
Is it some kind of enchantment? Or is it mechanical?
There's some prankster who cast some magically doobly stuff on it some time ago.
Really? A prankster, huh?
Yeah.
Is the prankster still around, or is he not seen these parts anymore?
Oh, this was some years ago. I don't know what's happened to him.
Very well. I'll sit down with the ale and the tea and everything. Oh, yes, we are actually quite new around here. We actually were come to, well, seek after a,
We're looking for Torgs.
yes.
Yes.
Ah, Torgs.
Let you know where they set up their business at.
Usually town center. They left town, 2 days ago.
Do you happen to know which direction they were heading?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
Tell me. Would some ale know where it went by chance?
It would be in your best interest to tell us.
I don't know, maybe a little bit of coin will jog my memory?
And how much coin would you like to jog your memory?
How much you got?
I would
Oh,
imagine only a
not
couple of
much.
silver coins inserted into his ear should jog his memory.
Is that how they run the wind-up toys these days?
That would be the only way that the money would be able to jog his memory at all.
Hmm. Yes, I see your point.
What about 2 rounds of ale?
Not particularly interested in buying ale.
Mm.
Ale
But
just
what
makes the
about-
memory fuzzier. What do you think?
What about town center? Is there are there plenty of stores there open even now?
Well, there's a handful, perhaps.
Hmm. Well, I don't suppose that they might know where the Torgs group left off to, and maybe they will settle for some ale. No?
Nah,
Yes.
they don't care for Torgs. They won't keep track of where he goes.
My friends are poor.
Well, wait. Why do you care for Torgs then? Why would you want to keep track of where Torg is off to?
Obviously, he uses their services.
Well, perhaps, but I just want to know which specific ones.
You do use their services, don't you?
I occasionally provide them with goods to sell.
And you are familiar with Suffolk Caltro, yes?
The name's vaguely familiar.
I understand.
Memory's still a
And-
little bit fuzzy.
And Wei will let one of his eyes blink out and then pop back in an attempt at a wink. His name is familiar to me as well.
All right, here, and then I'm just gonna slap 5 gold pieces on the table. Is this something just at least in the way of healthy metals to loosen your tongue for us, perchance?
That's an awful lot of money.
Yes, it's all coming back to me now. How wonderful as he slides the coins over to him and into his pocket. They were heading east of here, towards Goodmead, and I believe on to Dugan's Hole after that.
So Goodmead, which is east, and then perhaps to Dugan's Hole, huh?
Yes.
Thank
They
you for
left
the
it-
information.
They left 2 days ago, correct?
Yeah, about 2 days ago.
And what's the what about is the time to travel with a caravan to Goodmead?
Oh, with a caravan, they probably spent the better part of a day on the road to Goodmead.
How long do they usually stay in town?
A day, maybe 2, depending on business.
So then we should probably head for the hold.
Yes, I suppose maybe we should continue on as best we can for Dugan's, but I fear we'll have to track through, open wilderness to get there. You
That
wouldn't
really
happen to
shouldn't
know of any
be
shortcuts, would you?
Difficult.
Can't say I do. Memory's a bit fuzzy about things like that. You know how it is.
Yes, the fuzziness, it seems to have no end. Well, was there one of the victims of these strange murders everyone has been talking about this morning in this town as well?
Those murders, I believe one happened a couple days ago.
Was it
No.
anyone that you knew?
Yes.
Don't believe so.
You know who it was?
Some young chap as part of the town guard, or so I hear.
Killed with an icicle to the chest, if I remember correctly.
Ice dagger.
That's what they say.
How do you feel about that? Does it concern you?
Nah. I can hold my own. Wouldn't let any murderer get me.
Very well, I see. A dubious lad after all then, no? Where's the town guard's, station or headquarters here in this area. I've never been to Brian Shander before.
Town Hall would probably be your best bet for such a thing.
Yes?
Yeah.
Well then, Biltram, would you like to go to Town Hall real quick?
Well, I suppose. Not sure. Well, if it's the best choice, since, it will take some time to get caught up with the Torgs, but I don't know the wilderness as well as you do, Dalar, so I'll have to perhaps defer to you as to what the next choice of action is, because we might need to be, well, getting on the road.
It's the way I see it. We have two options. We can either A, stay on the roadways and if they go to a Dugan's Hole, they're going to have to go back through Goodmead anyway, right? Unless they themselves also go through the wilderness. Or we could try to cut them off and then meet them at Dugan's Hole.
Well,
as there's only one road into Dugan's Hole, unless you want to go through the wilderness. And I don't know if a caravan would want to go through the wilderness. You'd probably want to stay on the roads.
that's what I would think as well.
So if we really wanted to get there as fast as possible, we could go to Dugan's Hole. If we wanted to be the safer route, we could just stick with going to Goodmead and then to Dugan's Hole afterwards, as they likely would have already left for there by the time we get there.
Well, I suppose so, but I suppose you're right. If they were to come back out, they would have to come back through Goodmead, so maybe we can spend a day here and, well, I guess ask some questions about the murder, maybe, and perhaps talk to whoever's around Town Hall about whatever information they might be able to offer on the subject.
Yes, there's always a small chance that they do go through the wilderness themselves and try to go from Dugan's Hole to Brun Shander, but I can't imagine them doing that unless they think they're being trailed or followed.
Yes, and I don't think that they would be alerted as to our, curiosities.
Not yet. If they were to get back to good, if they get to Goodmead and they find out about us before then, they might become alerted of us.
They might. It's quite the ponderance, isn't it? Perhaps they have some supporters in the town's, ruling group, because, it seems that they might be more important than we think.
Right.
But I suppose Town Hall is a place to start, at least, to ask questions and
Yes.
see if we can't figure out more details about the murder. Maybe we mustn't bring up the Torgs. Let's just ask about the murders and see if we can find any clues. We're just traveling, detectives.
Travelers.
Maybe? There you go.
Traveling out to help where
Suppose
we
that'll
can.
I suppose I could use my sealed letter of identification from the Mages Guild, and I guess we could appear to be officials or something.
I looked out of my clothes. Sure.
You're my guide. That's it. Yes, you're my guide. You're guiding me into the wilderness in search of, something that we believe that's being used for the murders. That'll work. That'll work.
Yeah, it works enough for me. I'm sure they'll believe it. But I do agree. We should probably worry about who we mentioned the Torix to now. As if we do end up meeting them in Dugan's Hole or Goodmead, if they hear that people are asking about them, or specifically a group, they might go on the run. Yeah, it wouldn't be too good, now would it?
Yes, this is true, I suppose.
I assume we've gone back to our own table away from the one fellow.
I thought we were...
Or walking already to Town Hall. Just like that guy back at the tavern. You know he's going to tell the Torix about us when they get back to here.
Yes, I suppose he might. But, Well, I'm not sure what to do about that. I suppose we just have to try and figure out what we need to know first, and then we'll deal with catching up to them later, I suppose. Might be good enough.
The way I reckon, as long as we run into the Torgs before they hear about us, should be a problem. Even if we don't uncover something about
Yeah.
them, just as long as we make contact first.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I suppose.
If
Yeah, maybe
anything,
we've asked too many questions already, but
if
we should
anything,
press on.
the people we've talked about the Torgs don't know, aside from that one person who initially hired us, don't know that we're looking about them for the murders. Maybe they just think we want their goods specifically and can't wait.
Could be. You're right. You're right.
Either or. There's a bridge we shall cross when we get there.
So you guys arrive at the town hall. It's built up a little bit more ornately than some of the other buildings around it. No, like most of the buildings around here, it's still mostly wood and construction. You step inside, and there's a clerk at a desk. Welcome to town hall. Can I help you?
Oh, yes, maybe by chance. There wouldn't happen to be anyone here that we could speak with about information on the strange murder that took place here in your fine township in the near recent past, yeah?
We're looking for the murderer.
Or something like that.
Oh, no need for you to look for the murderer. Our town guards are on the case. But if you have tips or leads, perhaps the sheriff would be happy to hear them.
Yes, but your town guards are only responsible for your town.
Your point?
We do not come from this town.
Well, yes, see, we don't come from this town because we're here with the Mages Guild. I'll kind of flash like my little stamped ID card. My name is Biltram Macubius Glatz. This is my guide, Dalar, and, my bodyguard, Wei Fo. And we're here because there's some interest as to the method of the murder. There's been some rumors that there's a magical tool being used in the killings, and we must investigate the magic. Being from the Mages Guild.
Can I see your ID there again that you had?
Yes, sure. And I'll hand it over real quick, but I'm gonna I cough into my arm and and then just cast my minor illusion spell and make it read like chief magical investigator of the Northern Guild of Magicians.
All right. She gets the document, gives a brief look over. All right. So if you head through this door over here to your left, the sheriff's inside. He'll see you and give you any information that you might want.
Ah, yes, excellent. To the sheriff, thank you. Walk over and knock on the door a little bit. Hello?
Yeah, what do you want?
Oh, hello there, sir. What, pray tell is your name?
Yes, I am Sheriff Markham Southwell, Sheriff of Bryn Shander, and Sheriff here for 34 long years. And who are you?
Pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Well, sorry, I gotta step away for just 1 second. I'm sorry. Dog's going crazy. Hold on.
No worries. Sorry, Sonny, you'll have to speak up. I don't speak dog.
Continued to bark at him.
Stick them.
Alright, sorry, I'm back. Where were we?
You were about to unleash the hounds on him.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'm sorry, real quick. What was the sheriff's name? It was Markham something?
Yeah, Markham Southwell.
Oh, Markham, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Biltram Mercubius Glatz. This here is Daylor, my guide, and Wei Fo, my bodyguard. We come from the Mages Guild on an investigation, actually, of the murders that have been popping up rather surprisingly, it seems, here in town.
It seems a bit odd that the murderers would catch the attention of the Mages Guild.
Well, it's mostly because of the nature of the murders being, committed with an iced dagger, as the rumors tell. There is a belief that there is a sort of magical involvement, and that, there's very little natural about the killings. So we're here to try to uncover some of the goings-on surrounding the killings.
I see. Well, I'm not real fond of you big city mages and your mage guilds, but I'll tell you what I know at least, which isn't much.
He's
All
not
right.
very big city. He's actually with one of the smaller district groups.
Yes, but acting with all the full authority of the guild, of course. But we work in a smaller commune, of course. So it's a little bit more local.
I see.
They're very friendly.
Yes, but saying what good information do you have to offer?
Well, it was one of my guards that got killed. What was it, but 3 days ago?
3 days ago.
With a giant icicle shoved through him.
Yes, quite traumatic indeed. Was he by himself when this happened?
We presume the killer was with him.
Oh, okay. Yes, all right.
But we've not found any witnesses yet.
Okay. Did this happen at nighttime or during the day?
Again, we don't know for sure because of the whole no witnesses thing. But we found him not super early morning, maybe mid-morning.
Okay, mid-morning. I'm writing all this down, of course.
It was late for his morning shift, so we sent out looking for him, and we found him in a snowdrift outside of town.
A snowdrift outside of town. Interesting. Well, my next biggest question, I suppose, was he supposed to be outside of town, or was that an abnormal place for him to have been found?
Our guards do not leave the city walls unless we have reason to do so. Being that he had a morning shift, he had a morning shift the day before as well. I expect he would have been somewhere in town, that night before.
Now, did it seem like he, I suppose it's difficult since everything here freezes so quickly, but was it apparent that he died there, or is it possible he was moved there?
We couldn't find any trail of blood, if that's what you're asking. A giant pool of blood under his body. Well, he bled out, that's for
Interesting.
sure.
Were there any other abnormal markings about him, or, well, I don't know, indications of magical entities or possessions missing, things like that?
Um, no, I don't believe anything stood out on him.
Has the poor lad been buried yet?
Yes, they put him in the ground, the day after.
And your cemetery is where in these parts?
It is one of the few things outside of town. About a quarter mile south.
Ah, I see. Very well. Very well. Well, gentlemen, do you have anything to add or any questions you have thought of that I myself might have missed by chance?
Did you want to look at the body?
We buried it already, I told you that.
You can dig it back up, yes?
He glares
yes,
at
but
you.
not of customs here, not of customs here. And you have to forgive my friend. He's from a bit different part of the world. But we won't do such a thing.
Good. The gods bring down wrath on those who dig up bodies.
And might I ask actually, which gods are most prevalently worshipped in this town, and what are their ceremonies?
Here in town, one of the more commonly worshipped is the Morning Lord.
Okay. Do you know if the poor felled lad was, well, put to rest with honors to that god by chance, or is it more of a sacrilegious type burial?
Well, being part of the town guard, we gave him full military honors in his burial.
Very well. So, a ceremony of kind then. Understood. All right. Well, I do believe that is all that we had to inquire about, and if you may mark on my map where exactly you found the body, we might actually be going out to the site in order to take a gander around.
Yeah, let me see what I can do for you. He crudely draws on a map. East side or west side of town, just north of center.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. Thank you for that information. I promise you it shall not go overlooked. I am incredibly sorry for the loss that that you personally and that your town feels for this event. But if we come across anything that could help you by chance, we'll be sure to advise you.
Appreciate it.
All right, well, very well then. Shall we? I'll kind of stand up and gesture at Deor and Wei.
Yes, let's be on our way.
All right.
As we leave, I'm going to turn to Deor and say, hey, well, I think that we could probably press on and try to go find any evidence of, well, where the killing took place. I trust that's okay with you. It's not too far around the outside of town. Shouldn't be too much trekking.
Let's see, how far of a travel is it to Goodmead from Bryn Shander?
Um,
Assuming we're going by foot along the road.
Yeah, so Goodmead is um let's see.
I'll be right back. I
Uh
need to get some water and a bio break.
yeah, no problem. It's about 3 miles, 6 hours on foot.
Is that? Oh, the ruler Jacob's using isn't correct. What the actual thing is?
Apparently not.
Because I was like, that's showing 9 miles for that first bend to the first bend. No, yeah, I say, isn't Jacob's right? There's a ruler at the
Hmm.
bottom right for miles. I'm gonna test it out there real quick to see if the ruler's accurate.
Maybe that is right. My numbers in here were wrong.
Yeah, no, the ruler's correct here for it. I mean, if you want to make a shorter walk, sure, but like 8.5, like 8ish miles to the first turn, and then 3.5 miles roughly. So like around 12ish miles total. It seems like for the road. I guess let me know which we're going with.
Yeah, let me look.
You're fine. I think I too am gonna go grab a drink real quick. I know at some point tonight Olivia wanted to do something with me. I can't remember if it was watch a movie or something like that, but I'm also gonna go ask her and see what she wanted to do. That'll affect how much longer I can play. So
All right,
I will be back in just a moment.
I will just do a bathroom break and hold off on eating dinner then full after we finish. If we're gonna finish a little early, I'll be right back. I'm back.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the times listed in my table were not accurate to what they actually are. Yeah, I think they used a regular slow travel pace rather than the adjusted for lots of snow travel pace,
Hmm.
which is a quarter slower than slow travel.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Trip to Goodmead is a by foot by trail is an all day sort of trip,
Okay.
like a 16 plus hour thing. A more direct route is probably a similar amount of time.
Yeah, because you had to travel through the forest and through the treacherous terrain into
Yeah.
Dugan's.
Dugan's is probably slightly shorter, than a full day's travel if you directly, did it directly through the wilderness. Or going from Goodmead to Dugan's would be an extra 8 hours.
Okay.
For reference, if you're calculating that on your own, just to look it up, if with snowshoes, it's assuming about half an hour of travel in typical conditions.
Half an hour per mile.
Half a mile per hour.
Okay.
I have returned.
Hey.
I have as well.
Hey.
All right.
So yeah, Lydia's wanting to do something here before too long, before it gets too late. She's got to work tomorrow. So I think maybe we get to starting the investigation here, and perhaps get back on the road, and then I'll probably have to drop off.
Okay.
That'll be perfectly
Alright.
fine.
And I guess to just mention what Colin had said, it's basically it'd be a full day's walk to get to Goodmead via the road, about 16 hours. If we try and do it more direct, it'd be probably about the same amount of time through the forest, but with the dangers of the forest, and maybe a hair shorter to Dugan's Hole, but still roughly a full day's travel to go straight there from Bryn Shander.
Mm-hmm.
So I was gonna say we do our investigation, then we rest up the night here, and then the next day we could depart, and we could figure out if we want to take the road or if we want a straight shot at somewhere.
That
But you can do
sounds
investigations today
perfectly
and then
logical
rest.
to me.
Yeah, that sounds like the best plan. Because I mean, either way, I bet even if the Torgs have already made it to Dugan's Hole and are coming back, even if we spend a whole day here and rest and leave, mid-morning tomorrow, we'll probably catch them on the east way, even if they're going past Goodmead to East Haven or something like that. So
even if they literally have a
it's the
super
best
short turnaround in Goodmead to go through it, they're gonna stay on the road with their caravan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so that should
I like
work.
the plan.
This makes so much sense.
Well, Dayla, your insight is most useful. Thank you.
Yes, glad I can help.
Well, let's see if we might press on out around the town and go take a look at this spot where the fellow dropped, and hopefully not catch any more prying eyes. I'm not sure if you noticed, but the tavern didn't seem the most friendly. Oh, I don't know if these people are superstitious, but maybe they're just not into outsiders.
Maybe they're just looking for the next person to sacrifice.
Well, I would rather hope that's not the case, but I suppose you could be right, Way. All right, out the southwest gate then, I suppose, might be the quickest route, maybe. Well, maybe the north gate.
It's about the same distance either way, really.
Okay.
Take your choice.
Let's go southwest.
All right. So you guys make your way out of town. That's the right thing to move. B is a southwest gate, and out to the area described by the sheriff. When you get there, you see tons of footprints all over the place. It seems as if there's already quite the investigation out here. You do find a human-sized hole in the snow, about a foot deep or so. And the bottom of that hole is completely filled with red ice.
Looks like this is it here.
Yes, this must be the site.
It definitely looks like he died here.
I would reckon so. I'm gonna search the area for any obvious like outliers in the tracks, or perhaps like evidence of maybe tampering, things like that.
Yeah, so with that, you do notice, within the red ice at the bottom of the, body-shaped hole, there seems to be a small piece of, like, a sky blue fabric.
What's this then? Pick it up and just kind of move it around in my hand. Is this of any significance to either of you? I'll kind of show it to Wayfo and Daewar.
It's about 6 inches by 8 inches or so, and there's a seam along one side that's consistent with the style of stitching you typically see on garments made of this sort of fabric. It likely came off of a shirt or something. Torn off of a shirt. The edges are rather rough and jagged.
I'll relay all of that information.
Does it appear to match? Oh God. I was about to say, maybe I'm colorblind. I was wondering if the color of it matches the same color of the shirts or the cloaks that the town guard wears.
You can't seem to recall what color the shirts of the town guard are.
Is anybody else?
Uh,
The others of you, do you recall the symbol of Bryn Shander, of which the town guard has a matching color scheme, the gray and orange?
Hey, Wayfo. This is the right colors for the town guard, right?
No, their colors are gray and orange.
So it would seem this was left here after the killing?
Or perhaps the guard was not completely taken by surprise and got a piece of the killer.
Yes, it definitely could be. A piece. I suppose, though, why would it be at the bottom of the pit where the man bled out?
Perhaps he grabbed it.
Well, nonetheless, probably best to keep it and see if maybe we can match the scrap to the larger hole somewhere, eh?
That would make sense.
Very well. I'll pocket it and
Are you going to go take off, Jacob, to go have sex?
What's that?
I said, are you getting ready to take off so you can go have sex?
No, I'm continuing. So this image here in the pop out is the is an image that's on the scrap of fabric. What is this?
That's the heraldry for the town of Bryn Shander, which
Okay,
does
gotcha.
not match the fabric.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to. Where'd it go? So I would like to conjure a raven with Find Familiar, and use its eyesight to fly up over this part of the town wall that we're standing near, and try to scout for any like obvious holes in the wall or places where, you know, someone could have been taken out from inside the town in this area, or maybe a trail that someone might have used to get here more easily that wasn't from within the town. I just want to see if there's anywhere obvious that we could follow to try and figure out where exactly maybe the killer went, or where the guard came from before he died.
Yeah, so give me a perception check to go with that. It's hard to pick up anything new, even with the benefit of an aerial view. The town guards, after they came out to investigate, you had a dozen guards coming from both the north gate and the southwest gate, making wide swaths of tracks to and from. It's also snowed significantly since this murder was supposed to have happened, further covering up any evidence of coming or going.
Okay. Well, lads, the conjuring didn't seem to turn up anything of use. But, oh, this piece of crap definitely might be a start.
I'm sure it'll come up useful at some point. You just gotta figure out who the other person here, the killer. See if maybe one of Torg's men might have a similar fabric and color scheme on them.
Yes, I suppose that would be the next logical conclusion, right? They came through here about a week ago. This man was found dead, 3 days ago. They've pressed on. Could be the right case. I suppose the only way to find out is to try and catch them on the road when we can.
In the middle of winter
shot.
like this, it would be very difficult for someone to find the body quickly.
That is true.
One would think. The piece of cloth was light blue, right?
Yeah, like a sky blue sort of thing. Not necessarily the sky around you, because that's rather a cloudy gray, pretty much constantly, but what you remember a sky blue to be.
Yeah, like a lower continent kind of sky blue, I gotcha.
Yeah. The skies around, Baldur's Gate or Candlekeep.
All right.
Yeah, so skies around here are beautiful, gray.
Goes great with
Yes.
the
Sky
white
gray.
snow and the... No, it's just white everywhere.
Before we go, I'm going to take a slightly closer look at the blood frozen into the snow, and try to tell if how deep down into the snow it went is normal, or if it seems like there's more blood than just one person's.
Yeah, it seems like one person's blood. It definitely seems more concentrated around where the body's torso would have been, then lessens the further you go from there.
Well, as far as my expertise goes, this seems to have occurred exactly as reported. But it's bloody cold out here. You gents about done?
I'm fine.
Yep.
Well, shall we press on? Return to the town?
Sounds good to me.
Alright, so you guys return to town again. You stopping by a tavern, or do you have somewhere else in mind to go to?
What's the time of day?
It's probably early evening at this point.
Okay. Well, I think that I'm ready to go find ourselves an inn somewhere and, well, sit down, do some reading, and see if anything comes to mind.
I could go to relax at a tavern right now. That sounds good.
Alright. You guys find yourself back at the North Look. Once again, for a meal and a bed.
Is the guy that was there earlier still around?
He does
Or is
not
he
appear to
obviously
be
still
around at this point.
Okay.
You don't see him at least.
Alright. Well, Wayfo, I don't know if you enjoyed the chair that you had in my room that we shared, but you're welcome to me as well this time.
I'm happy to accompany you. I found the chair interesting.
Good, good. I guess interesting is better than unpleasant, yes? I will begin my long rest by spending some time with a tea at the edge of the tavern portion and just reading through some of my books.
Alright. Beds plus dinner for the group of you comes out to 2 silver pieces per person.
Fuck that noise. I'm gonna go find a tree outside the fucking gate. I'll have my ale and see myself out.
Alright, so
Jesus.
I'll go find a nice tree somewhere out here.
half of that for Dalar, as he
1
props
silver.
himself up against the city walls.
Can Dalar pay for himself, or am I also paying for this? I don't remember if he has
Yeah.
money or not.
I
think
got
he
some
does.
money. I could pay it.
Okay.
Okay, so Dalar pays a silver piece for his meal.
I have to cover the other 4, right? Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very well. Alright, well, I think that's okay with me for there to pick up on the next one. Gotta
Yeah,
get the starting
that'll
point.
work for me.
Cool. Well, Colin, as always, thank you very much.
Yeah. Glad we were finally
Yeah,
able to get
Colin.
this campaign off the ground.
Yeah. Well, an interesting start for sure. I can already tell this will be a fun bit of adventuring.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
got some good stuff coming up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, guys. I'll see you next week, okay?
Yep. Take it
Sounds
easy.
good. Have a good
Have
one.
a good night.
Peace.
Peace.